Hey Oakham students, Ben Asman here. Today we're doing our very first reaction for 235. That is going to be the SN1 substitution of an alkyl halide. Let's get to it. SN1 substitution of an alkyl halide. This is a pretty straightforward mechanism involving protonation of the alcohol, the OH group on any carbon. This works best when you have a more substitute carbon. That's what we're going to use. You need a tertiary substitute. The lone pairs on the alcohol attack the H plus of an acid, becoming water, a way better leaving group than an OH is by itself. This will then leave in the slow step of the reaction, leaving a tertiary carbocation. This can then be attacked by a nucleophilic, electron-rich chlorine atom. In our case, the one left over from the acid. To verify that we did this correctly, we're also going to do a silver nitrate test. This is a test for halogens, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Silver plus a halogen equals silver halide, which precipitates out. In our case, it will be silver chloride. Okay, so today we are working with concentrated hydrochloric acid. It's some dangerous stuff. You want to make sure you got some gloves, not to mention you want some long sleeve shirts, but you don't mind getting ruined. And goggles the whole time. This stuff is nasty. You don't want to mess around with it. Okay, so first you're going to want to make sure you have yourself a ring stand. Not a clamp, a ring stand is the right thing for this job. Next you're going to need a separatory funnel. Make sure, as before, that's open, that's closed. Make sure you have a cap that fits and that twists to shut it even tighter. Test it with a little bit of water to make sure it's not leaking. Don't worry if there's a little bit of water left over. There's water within the acid. We don't care if we add a little bit more. Okay, put that there. Now we want to start off with our T-butanol and our hydrochloric acid. Make sure your hydrochloric acid has been on ice for at least 20 minutes before you get started. Here we have it. If your acid is not cold, this might be very exothermic. It might blow up in your face. We're going to leave this be for a few minutes just to make sure it gases out. Lovely. Now we're going to close it, twist. We're going to put 2 fingers on top, 2 on the side, so that we're holding it firmly so when we invert, we don't have this spill on us. We're going to slowly invert, and with it pointing into the hood, we're going to gas out, and then swirl, and gas, and swirl, and gas. And once you're sure it's not going to swirl, you can give it a few tilts. Repeat this for about 10 to 15 minutes. So at the very end, bring this over, let it separate. Will take a few minutes. Make sure you take off the top so it can degas. Remove the lower aqueous phase. Make sure you stop the stopcock when the line reaches exactly that mark. Now we're going to add 10 mils of DI water. And shake. Once again, drain the bottom aqueous layer. Now we're going to do sodium carbonate to neutralize the acid that's remaining. This may bubble. Cover. Add back on. Remove the cap. Drain the aqueous layer. Ten more mils of DI water. Cap. Shake. Let's separate. And drain. Well, this last bit I'm going to leave it. Sometimes it separates just a little bit more afterwards. That should be enough. So we're going to mark this as aqueous so we don't get things mixed up. We're now done with that, so we can put that aside, and we can grab another flask labeled organic, lower this into position, transfer it into there, add our drying agent. Give it a quick swirl. And look, you can still see two phases. Add some more. Keep adding and stirring until you no longer see any visible water and it's no longer clumping. That looks pretty good. Next we will need a clamp, a round bottom, small glass funnel, small piece of cotton rolled up into a ball, just enough to plug that hole there. Take our organic phase, pass it through the cotton. This will act as a filter so we don't get any of our drying agent. Next, you're going to want to assemble your simple distillation apparatus. You'll need a water-cooled reflex condenser, a 3-neck, at the very least 2, maybe 3 cap with the holes and O-rings, as well as a glass thermometer adapter with its accompanying cap with a hole and an O-ring, and of course a thermometer. And for the assembling, I'm going to start off here with this. I'm going to take my little O-ring, I'm going to put it where I think we're going to need it. I'm going to guess about there. Slip that on. Slip this on. Tighten that. We can finish adjusting that later. Now for the 3-neck, cap with a hole on first, then the O-ring. This one doesn't get one because we don't need it. So we do need one though down here on this side, so that would be cap with a hole and then O-ring past the lip. Some of these things might already be connected. Screw those tight. Okay, you can see here I went a little too far down. We want the blue part here just at that junction, so I'm going to actually just pull it up a little bit. That looks about right. Now I can take these two and connect them. They're going to go like this. We want hose inlets facing up, please. Good. Okay, take this and we're going to bury it in the sand bath as deep as it will go. Take our apparatus here, slip that on. connect some latex tubing. Now, the one from the bottom, it's this one right here, that's going to be connected to the water. And the top one is going to go out. So, in through the bottom, out through the top. Lastly, we don't want to forget our boiling chip. Add that in. Now we can test our water. Good. Now, for a little bit later, we're going to need 50 ml Allymeyer. Labeled product. Don't forget to record this weight. And now we're going to need 2 flasks, one to collect the first part, one for the second part, and we're going to clamp these in place and line them up so everything is touching. Now we can turn on the heat. You have a little bit of a water leak from here, don't worry about that. Anything that comes out before 40, we're going to toss. Anything that's from 40 to 52, we're going to keep in the product vial. Now I'm going to speed this up because otherwise it's going to take forever. But notice the condensation building near the thermometer. We've passed 40, but nothing has come out yet. So I think we can switch over to our product. Watching something drip. Now there is some real content. Fascinating stuff. And it's all boiled out, so we definitely are done. You want to turn that off and pull this out of the heat. Measure the weight exactly as you did before. And now we want to run a quick chemical test. So we have our product, we have some silver nitrate solution, and we're going to have a test tube here inside. What I'm going to use as a stand. We need about 2 mils of the silver nitrate and a few drops of our product. So we'll open that, grab a pipette ball, and a pipette, come here, looks like we succeeded. That's it, you're done.